So guys, let's practice some of the probability concept using Python. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So let's say what I want to do is I want to find the probability of that their sum will be at most 9. The condition is if in a single toss of two fair 6 dice okay, two fair dice evenly weighted. Okay, so let's say this is a question and you want to do this using Python. So how you will do that? So let's go ahead and see how we can. Okay, so first of all we need to import one library, that is math, and then one another library, that is fraction, which will help us print the probability of our output. Okay, so fractions, import fraction. Okay, so now what is some of the given that we define for when doing probability problem. So what is the dice max? Dice max is 6. And what is the dice min? It is 1. Okay, now after defining this we need to define the range. Okay, dice range, and it will be range between minimum and maximum. Okay, comma maximum. Now from the previous tutorial we know that range takes n minus 1. So for that we have to give n plus 1, so that whenever we iterate it will give us range between 1 to 6 only, not 1 to 5. Okay, so that is done. Now we have to give a counter for every count, and then for every d1, for let's say for di it, so basically di is dice let's say you are throwing a dice, that is a di. Okay, in dice range and the another dice too. Okay, so since here we have mentioned that we will be throwing 2 dice at a time. Okay, for d2 in dice range if, now we have to count our di and dj. Okay, so we have to count, then we have to check whether the sum is equal to 9 or less than 9. Okay, so we have to take those entries where maximum we can find out is the sum will be 9. Okay, so for that let's sum di plus dj and checking whether it should be less than equal to 9. Okay, then only you will be incrementing your counter by 1. Okay, else pass, do nothing. Okay, then what you will do, you will calculate the probabilities equal to dice max square of 2. And why we are doing that? Because we can have 1 out of 36 outputs. Okay, probabilities basically. Now let's print the number of chances that we can get our sum to be less than equal to 9. Okay, so for that we have to call the fraction function, and then inside that we have to pass our counter. So it will so since it is stored that how many time out of 6th row it has counted that the sum is less than equal to 9, and also we have to pass our probabilities. Okay, so we can see that 5 out of 6 time we have got our sum less than equal to 9. And like you have understood, right, how easily you can do, all the probabilities, problems using Python. So let's now do another um, problem statement. So here what we will do, we'll say your problem statement is this. So you are throwing your two dice, and both dice shouldn't be same, okay, be same. And another, so here we will be using two conditions, okay. So first is your both dice shouldn't be same. Second condition is uh, the sum will be 8, okay. So what I mean by that is, so it shouldn't your both dice you shouldn't return 2, 4 plus 4. That means our counter shouldn't work here, okay. It should only work when it is 4 plus 6 plus 2, and then sum is 8. So hope you guys understood. Now let's jump into the solution, okay. Again, so we'll copy the same code here. The only thing I will change here is the condition, okay. So our dice will obviously have max 6 is the number, minimum 1 is the number, and the range will be 1 comma 7, because range take n minus 1, okay. And then counter will be start from obviously 0, and then we will be running two loops because two dice we are throwing. And then here the only condition we will be changing here is, so first condition will be if di not equal to dj, okay, and di plus dj should be equal to 8, okay. Then only I want the counter to increment, okay, else pass. Now again I am checking what is the total probabilities. We have 1 by 36 probabilities, okay. Now let's print the output, okay. Now you can see that we have 1 out of 9. The probability that we have got is a chance of getting 8 as a sum of both the dice, and the both of the dice is not same, okay. So this is how you will be solving probabilities in Python. Now let's solve a complicated problem, or you can say compound event problem, okay. So let's define our conditions, okay. So there is a bag, okay. Inside a bag there is 3 balls, okay. Or you can say the name of the balls x, y, and z. Or you can say these are bags, and we will be putting some balls inside, okay. Now we have defined our bags x, y, z. Now x bag contains 4 red ball and 3 black ball, okay. Now y bag contains 5 red ball and 4 black ball, okay. And there is another bag, that is z bag, contains 4 red ball and 4 black ball, okay. So basically our question will be like, one ball is drawn from each of the 3 bags, okay. Now what is the probability that out of these 3 drawn, 3 is red, 1 is black, okay. So let's solve this problem statement. So let me finish the questioning part. Probability will be that Okay, now let's solve the problem. So first of all we need to define our bags and how many balls are in there. Okay, so let's define. Okay, our X bag and red ball equal to 4. Okay, now we have our X bag have black ball, okay, equal to 3. Okay, now what will be the total? X total will be X red plus X black. Okay, now just copy paste 3 times because you have 3 bags. So now replace X with Y everywhere. Change the numbers 4, 5. Okay, now same here, Z, Z, Z. Okay, Z. Okay, here also change the number 4, 4. Okay, so we are done with all the defining part. Now let's take the fraction of all of these. Okay, so our X red fraction will be fraction of X red comma X total. Okay, same for black. Let's find out the fraction. Okay, so it will be black by total. Okay, now let's copy all this, paste 3 times. Now let's change the X with Y. And there with Z. Okay, so our defining part is done. Now we have to define our probability. Okay, so probability equal to Px of red, X of red into just copy all these variables here and then multiply each of them, and that will be our probability of getting 3 red. Okay, I think I haven't defined one more bag, because we have outcome 4 balls, right? So it should be 4 drawn. And okay, so let's add one more bag, that is, let's say K bag. Okay, and K bag contain, let's say 1 red ball and 4 black ball. Okay, now define the K bag also, same copy paste. Okay, so just replace K, K, K here, also here, and the number of balls is red is 1, black is 4. Now same we have to find out the fraction. Okay, K, K, okay, so we are done again. So let's rerun it. Okay, now redefine our probability. Okay, now what is our problem statement? Our problem statement is 3 should be red. Okay, so what I mean, so what we understand from that statement, that from each of the bag there should be at least 1 red. Okay, then only we will be covering 3 red. So for that what we have to do, we have to multiply our fraction red into our Y bag fraction into our Z bag fraction, and then our black. One can be black. Okay, this one. Okay, now you have to plus the probability. Now same again we have to do for other three bags. Okay, so just copy paste this one. Okay, now what we have to change is we have to just change this with, you know, K bag and replace one with black bag. Okay, okay, now same plus, just copy paste. What we have to change is we have to change this bag with this bag, Y bag. Okay, and make that X bag red. Okay, okay, X bag is already red, so we have to make our X black, X red. Now we have one more, that is last one. So again copy the whole code and then just replace the red fraction with black fraction. Okay, so we'll change our Y bag and we will change our Z bag to our black bag. Okay, XYZ. Okay, so we are done. Now let's print the probability. Okay, and our result is out of 630 we have 131 chances. Okay, and this is what probability we have. 131 by 630 is the probability of getting, you know, 3 red and 1 black ball. Okay, so hope you guys understand how to, you know, solve probability using Python. Next we will see another example. Okay, bye bye.